Welcome back to the Rhode Show on this Tuesday morning. And in the buzz, a very interesting topic to talk about this morning in light of all the recent education problems that we've seen here in Rhode Island and really all across the country. Sure. It's not just Rhode Island, but many other school districts across the country are trying to take some extreme measures in the classroom to try to boost low test scores. But this latest plan, which is out of Florida, has the teachers getting graded instead of the students. Here's how it would work. Instead of giving teachers pay raises based on the number of years on the job, the bill would have schools test students at the end of the year to measure their progress, and the teachers who created the most successful students would get the best raises. Those who disagree with the plan say it's just an attack on public education. Take a look.
I think we're seeing the beginning of the end of public education. The worst thing that's going to happen to kids are they're going to have less qualified teachers in front of them. This will run teachers out of the profession.
Meanwhile, teachers could lose their jobs altogether if the kids don't make measurable progress. It's similar to what we just saw happen in Central Falls, where the superintendent said, you know, everybody's out. And then you had the president stepping in and making a comment on it as well. So certainly a hot topic. But I mean, what do you guys think about making these sort of incentive-based programs?
I think it's almost like a catch-22. I think it's a good idea to motivate teachers. If their students are making a ton of progress, you know what, reward them. But I don't like how they're going about it because it's based on a test that these kids are going to take. They're going to take a test at the beginning of the year, and then we're going to find out their progress, which, you know, I mean, what if you get a bunch of kids that don't want to do the work? Then your life is in their hands, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a college basketball coach. I mean, your success is based on what 14, 18-year-old kids do, and you know, if they shut it down on you, then you're out of a job. You know, that's sort of a parallel.
You can be an amazing coach with bad players.
True, but the thing with some teachers is, you know, the job security involved with teaching is pretty amazing. I mean,
it is.
You can keep your job for a very long time, and you have to be, you know, and I'm not saying this about all teachers, but you can just get by and still keep your job. I mean, you know, tenure is a wonderful thing, and you keep your job for a long time based on job experience. I mean, would it hurt to maybe tweak the system a little bit to keep some of the teachers that aren't as motivated as they used to be more motivated as they get advanced in their careers? I think it could.
You know, I really think a modified incentive-based program is not a bad idea, because as we all know, incentives do work. Sure. Whether it's in teaching or any industry.
And be rewarded if you've been there a long time and you're still doing well.
It just probably shouldn't be so harsh and threatening if the scores aren't where they should be.
My 5th grade teacher, Mr. Monticelli, never did anything by the book. He was, you know, he just didn't do it by the book. He didn't go by the curriculum. But I learned more in that year than anybody. And he was always, all his parents were wondering if what he was doing was the proper methods and stuff like that. And I don't know if the kids taking a test at the end of the year would have showed how much we learned that year. And he was, by far, every kid that had him said this was the best teacher we ever had. His methods, the way he connected with the students, and
so I don't know
if I don't know if a test is going to show how great of a teacher he was preparing us.
I think motivation is a wonderful thing. I think, you know, every day we live it. You know, you look in the room 2 rooms over and you see the ratings. If the ratings aren't good, guess who's out of a job? You know, eventually. So
well, we all motivate each other. I mean, I'm motivated just to get up to look at you two guys in the morning.
That's right.
Come on. What more do I really need, right?
You drive the ratings, Danielle. And you're on through the roof.
I try to bring my A game when DN's sitting
He wears the velvet just for me.
Only the velvet when you're next to me.
Can we hear this? Listen.
You can cuddle it.
Hear that? Oh my gosh. This thing actually makes noise. It's like one of those like scratch and sniff jackets. You're not going to twitch the leg again today, are you?
Easy.
All right, moving on from the buzz now. Let's head things over to Courtney.
Smart move. See, if we were the students right now, our teachers would be out of a job.
Yeah, they're done. Courtney, what's going on in the tech center?
What a segue. I'm like, how do I get back into this after we're talking about blazers and velvet and velour and all of that? But we have a lot of comments here on the live blog and on Facebook, and I want to get to those right now. So if you're on foxprovidence.com, you can read along with us. And this one is from Jean. She says, pay should equal job performance, even though I admire anyone with the patience to teach. One artist said, this is a great question. I vote it will motivate teachers to work harder. In the business world, that's how it works. And our own Michelle Muscatello is weighing in. She said, I don't think the plan will hurt education, but I think there's a limit to what teachers can do if they don't don't have the support or help from the parents. Here's our question on foxprovidence.com, our poll of the day. What do you think of the plan for teacher raises? A, it'll motivate teachers to work harder, or B, it'll hurt the education of students. And I've also posted a story there with more on this if you're just catching in with us and want to know a little bit more about that plan in Orlando. And here's a snapshot of Facebook right now. Tons of comments as usual. Corey Freitas is saying he thinks it's a good idea, doesn't hurt to try something new to get better results, and the teachers should be more accountable. James Gomes says it's a ridiculous idea. Teachers are only one factor in failing schools. And Joseph Silva says, awesome, everyone can and should be on some level of performance-based compensation, not just salespeople. So both sides as usual on the live blog and on Facebook. And if you want to weigh in on this at home, you can do so. You have about to the end of the show, and that's when I'll have the rest of your poll results. But for now, we're going to head back to the kitchen. Danielle?